Ryan with Mistock Geek here, and today, if you've been following the channel, you know that I've been expecting a delivery from China, and it's here, and it's beautiful. What is it? Before I go further and introduce this thing, I just want to say that this part of the project is sponsored by PCBWay. They made this possible. They paid for it. It's not a whole lot of money, less than $30, but that's just full disclosure. So they didn't pay me to talk about how awesome they are, because they are awesome. In fact, they didn't pay me at all. They just gave me free stuff, which is great. Free stuff is always awesome. But I did it because I heard PCBWay is really good anyway. So why not? Anyway, on with it. What are we talking about? We are talking about this little PCB. And this little PCB is what I've been waiting for. This is the first PCB I have ever designed, and so I'm very excited about it. And what this is the VFO for the BITX40 rebuild. So we've got a SI5351 board, a synth board from QRP Labs, Arduino Nano, and then all the other stuff. So power goes in here, the 5-volt regulator here, and the needed capacitors for that regulator. Output from the SI5351 is from these three SMA pads here. We've also got 12-volt in here, of course, but also 12-volt out here and ground, and then 5-volt out also for other peripherals. Like I do expect to be able to power the radio itself from this. I'll probably run, well, I say that, I'm probably going to run power separately. Yeah, I'm going to run power separately to the PA, but the rest of the radio can go through this. We've got drivers for the 4-band relays here, 10, 15, 20, and 40. So drivers here. And then, let's see what we've got. The transmit sense here, which goes through a voltage divider, the rotary encoder, the I2C display, and then the IF shift button, mode button, memory button, band button. And you can see I've made a room for physical buttons to be on the PCB so that I don't have to worry about wiring them up. So that was a design choice I made. Also, I've got room to add a header here so that I can expand, add some expansion later on the Arduino. So the big question that I had here was surrounding the QRP Labs synth board, because I didn't actually measure it. I just measured the width of the pads here. How many 0.1 inch holes between here and here, and then I just kind of eyeballed how much room I was going to need over here for the rest of the board, because it does hang over there. And so the question I really had was, is this actually going to fit? Is the Arduino going to fit? Is everything going to fit? And I would like to say that it fits. And there's still room for the 5-volt stuff here. So the 5-volt power supply, barely, but there's enough room there. So of course I got to build this out yet, but it's looking good. So thank you to PCBWay for sponsoring this part of the project. This is pretty huge. I've never designed a PCB before. I'm hoping that it works out without any problems, but worst case scenario, I'll cut a trace and wire something manually. Actually, that's not worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is I got to scrap them and do it all over again, but I'm hoping that's not the case. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you're a new subscriber, thank you. If you're not a subscriber, please consider it. And to my longtime subscribers, thanks to you especially. I really appreciate you sticking with me through the last, forever. All right, well, and again, shout out to PCBWay. They were very patient with me. As many of you know, I had a lot going on these last few years, and finally I've had the time to actually do this project. And they reached out to me 2 years ago about this. They've been very patient, so thank you. All right, well, that's it. Have a great night, everybody. Sorry about some noise there. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to talk about anything, any questions you might have. 73.